What's it like being you? Today I'm at the JFK airport and there's this wall that says, what's it like being you? There are a ton of letters from different people with their feelings and stories, and I'm just gonna read a few for you because I think it's a very meaningful wall. And by the way, you're watching Just Jules, and welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. First letter is going to be a love story. So in a few hours, my girlfriend is leaving and I am sad. I have to drive her to the airport, and as sad as I am, I can't wait to feel that feeling of missing someone you care so much about. It has only been 3 months and I have never felt so strongly about someone. I have been in serious relationships, been through hell and back, and I can honestly say that I've never met such an amazing person. I'm happy, I'm complete, I love her. That's so sweet. That is honestly so sweet. Okay. This one says, breathe, write, take it all in. Be grateful, one breath, one word at a time. Overwhelmed with gratitude, overwhelmed by possibility and fear known and unknown. Same as life before, now amplified and muted. Life changed in an instant, head first. No matter cliches, nothing prepared me for the world flip. Cracked open, traumatic brain injury. I'm learning what recovery looks like. I'm hopeful. I wasn't sure I'd ever write again, let alone in full sentences, multiple full sentences. I'm hopeful and terrified. I'm grateful and parts of this journey, but some of them are miserable. Maybe to be expected. I was not prepared for the silver lining. It's okay not to be okay. It's a daily struggle to comprehend as are most things. And yet I am more supported and loved than I ever imagined possible. I need help with most, but not remembering how fortunate I am or how beautiful people can be. My doctors say my friends have been more involved than any partner they have seen. Short-term memory and speaking may be gone for now, but gone fear of lonely too. Thank you, universe. Breathe, heal, one step at a time, breathe in gratitude. It's basically a letter about how something bad happened to this person, but at the same time, they're grateful for all of the lessons that they learned from that injury, which I think is very relatable and very encouraging and inspirational. Oh my gosh, I love this one. You guys know how I'm a big advocate for how boys and girls can be friends without having a romantic relationship or romantic interest in each other. This one is kind of about that. It says, soulmates don't have to be romantic. Because of her, I got to experience the highest form of platonic love, and so early in my lifetime. Thank you for being. You see? Friends can be boys and girls and not have to do anything with romantic feelings, you know? So. This one is about teenage love. It says, who knew that one could find feverish teenage love at age so? The sort of love that makes you instantly understand that your first 50 years on this planet was just run away from this moment, for this moment. Waiting for something without knowing you're waiting for it. It's a pretty wonderful feeling. Looking forward to the next 50 years. What awaits? I wonder. It's good for any age. Interesting, interesting. Look at the drawing on this letter. Let's find out what it says. Okay, it says, love letter from my body to me. Thank you. You shower me with minty soap and lay me down at night on a cloud of white. You feed me kale and mushrooms and treat me to soy ice cream, crunch and yum. You put me on a bike and let me pump to my most pleasurable places. In turn, I will carry you as I have always carried you and honor you for the moments you give me. What do I want in return? Dance with me, bring me to swim into mountains we have yet to climb. Pedicure, massage me, tai chi me, and lay me down to rest. A little bit earlier, please, sunscreen. Where? Yeah, that's, you know what, sunscreen is actually very important, especially if you want to have good skin when you're older. This one, I really like it because there are a ton of faces, so it's like you know, it's like all these strangers and stuff. But in the middle it says, I've never felt more alone than when I moved to New York City. That's so interesting because like you moved to a giant city with like a billion people and yet you somehow still feel so alone. But that's also very relatable. Huh. Oh look, I love this one. It says, I'm in love. I've finally done it. I've fallen in love. I'm in love with the smell of fresh cut grass. I'm in love with cookie dough. I'm in love with the ambient noise in a restaurant. I'm in love with the feeling I get when I listen to a really, really good song. I'm in love with the constellations. I'm in love with my life. I am fulfilled. I am complete. Not half of a whole, and one whole person in love with life, seeking another whole person in love with life. I think that is such a sweet letter because everybody says that you're always missing half of somebody else, right? Like when you get married, it's like half you, half the other person, and you make one whole person, right? But at the same time, I feel like you should be your own person. You should be one complete whole person, and you should find another complete one whole person and make it one complete whole person, you know? Like, that is such an interesting letter. I really like that one. Huh. This one is from, I think they meant to spell anonymous, but it says anonymous. But it says, my story. I just went into foster care. I love the people here. I hope I make a really good change in my life. Things have happened in the past, but I'm over it. I am a teen mom. No way. For all the teen pregnancies and moms, I hope that your life turns out well. XOXO. P.S. I hope you stay healthy and safe. I like that one. Ooh, this one looks like a very interesting letter. It says, yesterday I got hit by a skater in Washington Square Park. It inspired me to change my entire life. I just moved to New York City 3 months ago. I am 17 years old. This has always been my dream, and now that it's real, I've never felt more scared and alone in my life. More has happened to me in these past 3 months than ever in my 17 years, and let me tell you, it makes me feel like everything leading up to this point has been worthless. Until I got hit by a skater in Washington Square Park. I was about to explode, and he just laughed. And it may sound dumb, but in that moment, I realized that there is so much more to life than wallowing. I miss my mom so much. I hope she is watching me. I hope others know that, like me, they are not alone. And I am so happy that I got off with a light sprain and I can still dance. Thank you, Skate Rat in Washington Park. You have changed my entire life. Dream on. That is such an inspirational and spontaneous letter. I love it. And then there's also this one. It says recipe for joy. This one actually kind of stood out to me because, you know, it says recipe and I love baking. But so it has the ingredients. It says 2 sticks of unsalted butter, 2 eggs, large, 2 1/4 cup of flour, 3/4 cup of light brown sugar, 1/4 cup of sugar, white sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 3.1 ounces of packaged vanilla pudding mix, 8 ounces of chocolate chips, more or less, and a dash of cinnamon and nutmeg, as well as 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Preheat oven to 350 degrees. Cream together the butter and sugars. And then it has all the rest of the ingredients, but at the end it says, eat the cookies. And then at the very end it says, it is also a recipe for chocolate chip cookies. So basically it's telling us that chocolate chip cookies are the definition of joy, which I completely agree. But I like that. I actually took a picture because I'm gonna recreate that recipe and try it at home. Oh, look at this letter. It says, I want to be pretty. I don't care about being smart. I don't care about anything but my looks. It shouldn't bother me, I know, but I can't help it. Growing up, I was hurled many insults that dragged me out of my confidence. From being called a pig to being told to starve, and even having my picture taken by someone close to me only for her to send it to group chats across nearby schools and make fun of it. I've been hurt for too many times. It's hard. Everything I do, everything I say is calculated. I can't hold a conversation without anyone thinking that maybe the way I'm standing is showing my stomach, or that my hair has been pushed back by the wind and is now exposing my disgustingly round face. Even as I write this, I'm crossing my legs so no one can criticize the ugly size of my thighs. I like to think that I'm doing fine, that everything will magically fall into place soon. But beauty is something someone is born with, and the fact that that is devastates me. I will never be pretty. I will never attract the attention of a random stranger as I walk around mindlessly through the streets of New York City. I will never be someone to somebody, and I will never truly love myself. I'm fine with that, but since about 2 years ago, I've begun to subconsciously rate others' looks. I'll stare at someone's body, but then be disappointed when their faces aren't as beautiful as I thought it would be. I'm just a hypocrite. I'm doing the same things others did to me. I know that in doing this, I'm becoming the ugliest person I can be, but I can't help it. I just want to be pretty, even if it's only on the outside, or so I tell myself. I don't really know what I truly want, but I know others expect me to meet their expectations. Until I'm pretty, they'll continue to ridicule me. It hurts. I wish they knew how much their words have affected me. I wish they knew they stripped me out of my innocent childhood. I sometimes wonder if they knew what they said would hurt me. Would they say it again? Or is it all my fault because I let their words get to me? I think that is such a sad letter. Like, I feel like when you're growing up, a lot of people judge you for your looks, judge you based on what you look like and how you dress, your race, your ethnicity. And I think that's so ridiculous and so mean, because you can't change the way you look. The only thing you can change, though, is the people around you. You can't change people, but you can change people. My advice to her would be to stop worrying about everyone else and to start focusing on yourself so that you can love yourself and become confident in your own skin. And then finally, you will be fulfilled in life, because life is so much more than just your looks. Again, it says, "This is a love letter to the universe, who has not let me down thus far. And if there's one thing I've learned in these 26.9 years around our sun, it's sometimes not getting what you want is an extraordinary stroke of love." This is a very poetic letter, I guess, because I couldn't read it. But it was very ooh la la. That is so interesting. I think sometimes, when you don't get the things you want, it can be like, oh man, I wish I could have gotten this thing, blah, blah, blah. You throw a fit, you get upset, right? But sometimes that's God's protection, So yeah, figured it out, and I think that's a very interesting sentence. But it says, "I have finally figured it out. I only have to keep myself happy. Everything else, literally, is secondary. Not putting myself first has been my biggest regret and lesson of all time. My story is a compilation of trying to please everybody. Not loving myself has come out a good price, because people look at what I've been putting outside and treat me accordingly. To love me is my one and only focus now. I want to be remembered as the wonderful lady who always smiled and who cared for others' well-being, but not at the expense of my own. I will love me and forget all the voices of the bullies and toxic people that are still in my head today. Leave everything where it is. Leave the happy memories inside. Decide to erase the toxicity. Be brand new today." It's basically saying, to put yourself first, put your feelings first, and not care about what anybody else says and thinks, because you is all that matters to you. It's what should matter before anything else or what anybody else says. Yesterday I was walking by this very stand of letters. I was alone, and I figured, heck, why not? Reading these stories made me realize I should reach out to an old friend, an ex really. My boyfriend at the time didn't like that I still talked with him, so I stopped. Yet I never stopped thinking about them from time to time, hoping they were okay, wishing we could talk again. So like I was saying, writing? I called them. and I was just like it. And it was just like it used to be. Whenever we were friends after the breakup, I was so happy to talk with them again. Call that person. Tell them today, you're gonna be okay. Ah, why? No. It's basically saying like, no. It's like, also like, no. Okay. It's basically saying like, you should make sure that the people you care about or cared about, you should make sure that they're okay. But like at the same time, I feel like you shouldn't reread chapters, you know, like your life is a book and this person was in this page, but you're in chapter 5 and this person was in chapter 2. I don't feel like it's healthy for your own sanity or for your own mental health to go back and, you know, it's just like being sucked into like a time machine, you know, it's like, ooh. Okay, no. Hi. You guys want to take a picture? Yes. Okay. Hi. Hi. Where are you guys going?
We're going to Greece.
No way, that's awesome. Okay, you want to take a selfie? Perfect. Yeah, of course. Nice to meet you guys. You're welcome. Oh no, they saw my little crash out moment. That's okay. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. This one says, "Dear human, this is a story of who I am, a fellow human, living amongst a sea of other humans. But want to know a secret? No one human is as amazing as I am. I am pretty phenomenal, and I don't mean that to toot my own horn, but to prove to myself that I have worth. It took such a long time to fall in love with myself, but the moment I did, I felt an astronomical change in my life. I have never felt more confident and in love with myself, and in return, my life has never been as rewarding. Each day I wake up and I think, let's go on an adventure. Some days I go home crying, others with a heart full of joy, but each day I go home knowing that I did the best I could. Life is too short to live in secret, so shout your joy from the rooftops, my fellow humans. Own your ethnicities and fall in love with yourself, even on bad days and every day. Like I said before, I am an amazing soul, and you should take my advice. I come from a background of abuse and shame, and I was going to say TikTok, but no, that doesn't say TikTok. And tough identities that others, and talk. I don't know what this word says, but it says a bad word. That's why I couldn't read it. And bad, and screw those identities that others created for me and burn them. Want to know why? Because I am worth it. I am worth every bit of love I have right now, because that's what I have to offer, my love. So if you are reading this, know that you are one of the most wonderful humans on this earth, and you are accomplishing that by simply existing. I love you. That is so sweet. The calligraphy is a little wonky, that's why I couldn't read it correctly and smoothly, but I think that's a really, really good letter, because I mean, like at first it feels like it's like I'm an amazing human, it's like tooting your own horn kind of thing, but at the same time, like that's a good mindset to have, because you should know your worth. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, you know, and I think that's a really good letter. I really like that. Very complex, but nice at the same time. This one says, I moved to New York on my 18th birthday. I've tried to remember how I felt on that day. If I felt like it was a big deal, if I was scared, if I felt fearless, and empowered for the first time in my life. But I remember nothing. I think if I could tell anything to my 18-year-old self, it would be that it's okay to be soft. You will save a lot of time if you realize that now. Denial is an ugly disease, especially when you are denying something that can heal you. Your softness. You are strong, but you don't always have to be. I think we always will be. You will not accomplish the things you set out to accomplish because you needed to be soft to yourself first. Maybe soon I will accomplish them, but I am not much further along than you, girl. Just be patient. Love you, sis. Where are you? Oh yeah. I think that's a really nice letter. It's like, you know, you're always trying to be strong, and sometimes it's good to remember that it's okay to be soft and emotional because we're all humans. We're all human at the end of the day, and we have complex emotions, and it's okay to feel those. I like that one.